Welcome to the Business Finance Bulletin, episode 189. Welcome again to the Business Finance Bulletin with me, Rob Warlow from Business Loan Services, the commercial finance expert. In this bulletin, interest rates rise for the first time in 10 years, Marketinvoice launches new business loan product, and new milestone for the Enterprise Finance Guarantee Scheme. Well, the Bank of England has finally increased interest rates for the first time in 10 years. Now, the bank's base rate has now gone up from 0.25% to 0.5%. Now, of course, in mathematical terms, that's a doubling in interest rates. That sounds quite scary, doesn't it? But what does it mean for you? Well, first of all, if you are borrowing on a loan account and you have a fixed interest rate loan, of course, the impact is nothing. Your monthly repayments will stay exactly the same until the next interest review period. But if you're borrowing on overdraft or your interest is variable on your loan account, well, you can expect a letter from your bank fairly soon advising you of what your new interest rate is. On your overdrafts, your interest payments will go up. On loans, with the revised loan, the bank will tell you exactly what the new monthly loan repayment is going to be. But it's not all bad news. There are many businesses out there that don't borrow and actually have money sitting on savings accounts, and they will probably benefit from this increase. Now, I say probably because don't forget, banks are not obliged to pass on that increased rate to savers. In fact, many of the banks, the high street banks, don't tend to pass on all of the increase. Now, I mentioned in the previous bulletin, episode 188, that many businesses are hoarding cash and building up cash balances. Now, what it means is, of course, the banks are awash with cash, so they may not pass on that full increase. So if you do have savings accounts, consider going into the wider market just to see exactly what's out there, because there'll be challenger banks and other smaller banks who will pass on that full quarter point increase and have much better and more attractive rates. So do look around. So for many businesses, of course, it means that costs will go up. So it's just a case of making sure that you are shopping around to get the best deal for your banking requirements. The peer-to-peer lender Marketinvoice has announced that it's launching a new unsecured business loan product. Now, Marketinvoice to date has been known as a provider of an online invoice discounting facility, but clearly now beginning to expand its range. So what does this unsecured business loan look like? Well, first of all, in terms of the amounts, you've got a minimum loan amount of £10,000 up to a maximum of £100,000. The maximum loan term is 12 months, 1 year, so quite a short period. You pay back on a weekly basis. In respect of interest rates, well, it obviously depends on how they see the risk within your business, but rates will start at 1.9% per month or 19% per year up to 24% per annum. Arrangements fee 2%, and I say it's unsecured. Now, in terms of eligibility, it's only available for limited companies and limited liability partnerships. You have to be trading for a minimum of 6 months and have a minimum sales turnover of £70,000. It's a very simple online application form, and Marketinvoice reckons they'll be able to turn applications around from application to money in the bank within 24 hours. So very slick. So if you're in need of a short-term loan and you want to know more, just go along to the Marketinvoice website, which is marketinvoice.com. Alternatively, drop us an email, info@businessloanservices.co.uk, and we'll happily guide you through the process. One little known financial product is the Enterprise Finance Guarantee Scheme, or the EFG as it's known. Now, the EFG scheme is overseen and operated by the British Business Bank, and there are a number of high street lenders who sit on the British Business Bank's panel and are eligible to provide EFG loans. Now, the reason this is in the news, the British Business Bank has just announced that a milestone has been reached in that the EFG scheme has now lent out £3 billion worth of loans. £3 billion. How many loans? Over the lifetime of these schemes, since it was launched in January 2009, 28,300 loans have been granted, with the average loan size being about £105,000. Well, how does EFG work? What is its purpose? Well, just imagine you're sitting there with the bank manager and the bank said, you know what, we love this business idea of yours, clearly very profitable, we'd love to support you, but the only problem is you haven't got any security to give us, so we have to say no. And that's where the Enterprise Finance Guarantee Scheme comes in. The government says to the bank, hey, if you would have done this deal, if it only had been security, well, we will step in and we will provide you, the bank, with a guarantee of 75% of the value of that loan. So the bank gets some comfort that it has somebody to call on in case you fail to pay. So if you think that you have a great idea but lack security, don't assume that you're going to get a no. Go and see your bank and ask for details about the EFG scheme. If you want to know more, just go to your favourite search engine, type in Enterprise Finance Guarantee Scheme, and there you will find on the British Business Bank website a lot more information on eligibility criteria. Alternatively, I'll say just drop us an email, info@businessloanservices.co.uk, and we'll talk you through the process to see if you can access that scheme. Well, that's it for another bulletin. Thanks very much as ever for being with me. And if you did enjoy it, please give a like and a share because it all helps. So thanks very much and look forward to being with you again next time. Have a great, successful and profitable week. Bye-bye now.